Great. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our Rotary Earth Network Club weekly meeting featuring Earth Talks. A few things we want to just go over at the beginning here is that we really appreciate the support of our members, associates, our donors, and our volunteers. And we would love you to consider joining us as a member or associate. We always ask that you please mute your audio when you're not speaking. Recordings and resources will be available on the Earth Talks Foundation website. We are building a Wren Club website now, should be up any day, so we're going to let you know about that too. And then speaker views are their own and do not necessarily represent Rotary Earth Network Club or Rotary International. And then we added one this week for safety reasons. Some features are limited, so please message a host if you need assistance. And then, Lori, we'll go through this together, the four-way test of the things that we think, say, or do. First, is it the truth?
Is it the environmental information accurate, science-based, and transparent?
Second, is it fair to all concerned?
Does it protect people, ecosystems, and future generations?
Third, will it build goodwill and better friendships?
Does it encourage collaboration, shared responsibility, and community trust?
And fourth, will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Does it improve environmental health, well-being, and long-term sustainability?
Great. And then this is Lori, go ahead. You can tell them this.
Yeah, and I think everyone who's pretty much been on our meetings before, so you
I
know the
know.
drill. If you would like to use closed captioning because you're hard of hearing like me, or you have another language, there's so many different languages that we speak. Please go to the caption and language translation button. It's in your more, and then press that, close captions, and choose your language.
Great. All right. Thank you so much. All right. Well, welcome everybody. Let's see. Do we have Lori? You wanted to put up some
I'll
slides,
do
right?
the,
Yep,
I'll
yep.
do the we, instead of doing, we had a different type of project. We're starting the project teasers where someone comes on from a different part of the world and shows a project that they're doing that others can do in their own clubs or elsewhere. And so our project teaser today is a meeting security introduction, which is something we can all do. So I am going to share my screen. Share. And thank you for being patient with me as I move all my controls to the side. I don't know if you're seeing my controls.
It's okay.
There we go. Okay.
Perfect.
So, um, I want to go back one. As a result of what happened to us last week, and I hope that, if most of you already have this done, but what we created was a Zoom security standard operating procedure. And one of the people on our board happens to be a internet security major. That's what he does in college. And so he's working with us to fine tune this. You can see it's still in draft, and then we'll get the board to approve it. Um, and just for, your own meetings, you probably already know this, and you'll want to talk to Claudia and her husband. She'll give you other tips to do. But these are some of the settings that we've used to prevent security breaching, like, well, you can read these yourself, the host only, screen sharing, disabled participant, blah, blah, blah. You can see all that. Um, and so during an event, for instance, our sergeant of arms in Rotary clubs, we have sergeant of arms. Well, they do different tasks in web meetings, and thanks to Chris and Mark Hoppin, who suggested let's use sergeant of arms terms. And so these aren't quite correct yet. I have to redo them, but these are some of the settings that you'll use. So let me stop share. There we go. Karen, can you take it from there?
Yep, that's excellent, except I'm gonna get you. Let's see, is Steve in the room yet?
Hi, Karen. I'm online with Steve right now.
Okay,
So, um, you might want to start with a different question while I make sure I get Steve online. Okay, Karen?
sure. Okay, does everybody know about our Rotary experience at EarthX? We've been plugging it for a little while, and that's what Steve is going to talk a little bit about. Steve Bender did a great talk at Davos, several talks at Davos. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but and he's going to come on. He's working with the Plant Rich Diet with Chris and Tammy and Dawn and Scott. And he's going to be doing some great projects there, featuring some great projects at the experience at EarthX. Oh, goodness, Jody just put it in the chat. So if you have not been to that site yet, if there's any possibility you could go to that, it would be fantastic. I wish I could go. Lori
Steve
is
will
going to
be
go.
joining us momentarily.
Okay, good. So Lori's going to be going, and Tayson is our secretary, and she's going to be going, and we're going to be able to live stream everything. It's just going to be phenomenal. And then also, I know Lori's going to be advertising our club and the EarthX experience at EarthX at a couple at Pels is it Pets or Pels? Do they call it Pels now for everybody? President-elect training. Okay. I know when I went, it was pets, and I can't get over saying pets. But anyway, there's going to be a big one, I think, in LA. There's a district conference, I think they're each going to. Anyway, if you haven't met Steve yet, he is phenomenal. And we are going to get Lori is going to introduce him when he comes on, and he's going to be talking about I think one of the food what's it called? One plate. Chris, what is it? One plate,
One plate, one planet.
one plate, one
And
planet.
he is wanting plant-rich eating to kind of be the overarching theme
Yes.
for this. And he has made some really exciting connections with the Green Restaurant Association. Um, he was working to sponsor a vegan chef challenge in Dallas leading up
Yeah.
to the event, but
There he
unfortunately,
is.
he got delayed in Davos. I think it was delayed like a week getting back home, and then there was a huge ice storm in
Steve Bender
Dallas,
is with us.
which prevented a bunch of stuff from happening. So there he is, the man of
There he
the
is.
hour.
Woohoo! All right, great. Lori, are you on? Do you want me to introduce him? Or you got it?
Just a second, Karen.
Sure.
It's the German name. It's Switzerland, but it's Davos.
Davos. Thank you. Davos. Davos. I have to remember. Davos. Thank you, Claudia. Thank you. I love having people from different countries. I tell you, meeting you guys every week just makes my week. So, Lori, do you want to go ahead and let's see, do I have it up? Do you have
Yes, I'll
his,
introduce him.
introduce him? Let me get you guys
Oh, don't,
spotlighted.
yeah, just spotlight him.
Just spotlight him. Okay. All
Just
right.
spotlight Steve.
He's tying his top button. There you go. Love you, Steve.
I love our club. We're so informal and friendly, and all of you people who aren't from the US, you are so welcoming to us. It just, somebody still likes us. Wow. Okay, anyway, serious face. Steve Bender, chairman of the U.S. Green Chamber of Commerce, is a global sustainability leader and strategic advisor with decades of experience building partnerships, launching environmental initiatives, and helping organizations grow in ways that are both responsible and resilient. And just a personal story. No matter how many people try to pull you down, Steve is one of those people who keeps his eye on the prize, and that is the climate and the environment and this earth. And he ignores everything else but pulling people together to make this globe and this world a better place. And I wish everyone in the world was like him. always ready to work with anyone who's going to make it better. Steve, welcome to our meeting.
Thank you so much. And what a great, only my head still fits on the screen. So anyway, I want to thank you for having me. And I think our big talk today is about the one plate, one planet, correct? So I hope I get some help on this. So we'll do the kind of the 80,000 foot view here. We're going to have the largest Rotary conference, environmental conference in the world, April 20th to the 22nd in Dallas, Texas. We're going to have keynote speaker past Rotary International President Barry Raslin all 3 days, and he'll be working with it. We'll be in workshops, we'll be ready, all kinds of different great things. And this is part of a much bigger program called the Environmental Xperience at EarthX, which is in a 75,000 square foot expo center. The Rotary part is 30,000 feet. And so we are donating all the spaces for districts, Rotary clubs, projects, et cetera. For non-Rotarians, we're asking for a small donation to go to the Rotary Foundation, but otherwise it's free to attend. Earth Talks will be there doing live remotes for 200 plus countries that Rotaries are in all 3 days. We're doing a lot of things leading up to this event. In fact, that's why I'm a little late. I don't see they normally see people carrying 4 computers through the checkpoint here at Love. So it took me a while to go to my bags, but I'm heading to Pels right now in Los Angeles. And then I leave there and then I go down to a little village for a project there in Mexico City. And we're going to be trying to put together, there's 4 different nature zones there for the monarch butterfly. And so I'm going to meet with, there's 5, but there's 4 open. So I'll meet with 4 of them next week to see what we can do on butterfly. But today is about plant-based diets. So one of the things I study heavily is an organization called Drawdown. It's a great source for data and science. So I'd highly recommend going to drawdown.org and then clicking on the Explore, because it really tells you, it breaks things down to what really matters, not what hype is, not what the fossil fuel companies want you to know, not what the cigarette, whatever. It basically just breaks down the facts. They don't take advertisements, and it's all scientists. So anyway, if you get down that rabbit hole, you will see that food production and food waste are 2 of the top issues with climate change. So what we're trying to do is educate people on that. And as I've said to a lot of people, I grew up on an organic cattle farm in Kansas before they called it organic. I love a bottle of red and a steak as much as anybody, and I will continue to eat that. But when I stopped eating meat on Mondays and stopped eating breakfast meats and processed meats, my health changed dramatically. I stopped taking Rolaids and things like that. So I think it's the saying, we want to take your meat away. They're coming for our meat. No, we're not. We're trying to help everybody get healthier, including the planet. And so this is kind of my basis for promoting the plant-based diet, is for healthier Rotarians and a healthier planet. So we're going to kick this off, I believe, March 1st. And Karen, do you want to get back with me here on this and help me a little bit on our program? I think how does people sign? I know we've been doing all the computer stuff and the marketing. Can you explain how people sign up for that in the process?
For EarthX, for the experience, EarthX environmental experience?
No. How aren't we doing? We're starting the 15-day challenge.
Oh, Chris,
Oh, that's Chris.
Yeah, Chris, let me get you
Chris,
to.
I'm so sorry.
Yep. No worries.
Hi, Chris. Sorry, forgive me.
Chris will be Plant Rich Diet. She's already come on a little bit, Steve, ahead.
I'm
Okay.
going to post the link for the registration form in the chat in just a sec. I'm just pulling it up.
Okay. So that's really what we want to push, is not telling everybody to take away their meat. It's just, can we all do a little something more today? I had the pleasure of doing the Camino Santiago walk a few years ago, where I walked from southern France to Portugal, 750 miles in 6 weeks. Many mornings, my feet were tired. At one point, I had cracked ribs and a broken tooth. But every day, I said, if I could just take the first 3 steps. once that first three steps on that trail, and everything kind of changes. So I think that's about what we need to do with saving the planet. What are the first three steps we can do? And plant-rich diet's definitely going to help. Okay. And Chris, did you want to talk about how they sign up? I know you've been working with my team.
Yeah, so there's a link in the chat that should take you, yep. If you click on that link in the chat, it will take you to our registration form. And it couldn't be easier. So what will happen starting on March 1st for the next 16 days is you'll get a daily email, and it's just chock full of recipes, presentations by experts from all different aspects of plant-rich eating. We have a guy who's a vegan who summited Mount Everest. We have physicians talking about how to reverse chronic disease. Cooking demonstrations. I mean, my favorite is the chef who had a barbecue restaurant who was 300 pounds and about to die and adopted a plant-rich diet, and now he's healthy and happy, and like Steve, kind of singing the praises of how good you can feel on a more plant-rich diet. So as Steve said too, the Plant-Rich Diet Task Force isn't saying everyone has to go vegan. If everyone made just small modifications, a day a week, even a meal a week, if we all do that collectively, it makes such a huge difference for the planet and the climate, biodiversity loss, land and water use and pollution. I mean, we call it the Swiss Army knife of environmental action because it impacts positively so many things. And all it is just have a plant-based meal once in a while. Like Steve said, it's not hard. You've got 3 chances a day, to make a big difference. So, if anyone has questions or problems registering, please let me know. It's, easy peasy. Fill out the form on March 1st. You're going to start hearing from us. And I just want to say, too, we are so grateful for Steve for not only sharing his own personal journey, but for promoting this because it really is easy. It's accessible. It's affordable. Any person, any club can do this. And so thanks, Steve, for your advocacy.
Yeah, I would, let me jump in. Okay, so I would like to personally, yeah, thank you, Chris, so much. But I took this, the 15-day plant-rich diet a couple of years ago, but they have redone it too. So if you think, oh, I already did that and I'm done with it, don't think that because they have redone it. They put different links in. So it is just a fantastic program, you guys. You don't have to do everything that's on there, but if you really want to learn, it's got a lot of great information. It's just a wonderful program. So if you haven't done it, or if you haven't done it in a couple of years, please sign up. All right. Yeah. I don't know, Steve, does anybody have any questions for Steve, or do you have any more you want to talk about um, about Earth? Oh, you're on mute. You're on mute. We just interviewed an amazing woman the other day.
We basically want to invite everybody to either tune in and watch all the speakers, or if anybody wants to show up, again, I'm donating all the space to any Rotary clubs or projects or anything we can do to help. This is a great time to. This will be the world's largest environmental and sustainability show. We have people coming in from. I just signed paperwork for visas from Ethiopia, Nairobi, Kenya, uh, Finland. Just trying to think of. Let's just say there's a lot of people coming in from all the way around the world to have this, and Barry Rassen's coming in from the Bahamas, and so he was he's very inspirational to me. Actually, the 2019 Rotarian magazine was when I first learned about drawdown, and Barry Rassen was really pushing. He says my island's going to be underwater, by 2050. So I think it's a big wake up call to have somebody coming from an island who sees how climate change is really affecting them. Any questions for me?
Yeah, Steve, can you take a moment and as far as the environmental experience,
Mhm.
explain how it's related to EarthX and what EarthX is?
Okay.
Just briefly, because I know most people probably already know about that. Explain
Mhm.
about, secondly, the different stages and how all of these people are coming to be a part of it. And then for those of us, well, I'm going to be there, but for those of you who can't come, I mean, because you're worried about your carbon footprint, of and the cost of flying there. How we're going to make it so you can still participate. So those three things.
Yeah, so first of all, Earth X was started. This is its 15th year anniversary. I started partnering with them. Well, actually, we did a Rotary experience about five years ago, and then 4 years ago we decided to kind of merge and join forces and do this in Dallas versus Orange County. And everybody asked me, "Why are you doing so much work in Dallas?" And I said, "Well, all of my neighbors drive hybrids, electric cars, and recycle. So the impact that I can have in the fossil fuel area in Texas is a lot more, and it's also centrally located in the United States, so people can come equally from the left, the West Coast and the right coast, the West Coast and the East Coast. I'm sorry. Um, that's the one thing. So that's the history. Again, we had Mark Maloney speak in 2022, and we gave him the award for making the environment the seventh area of focus. We have Barry Razin now this year. We're going to have Wade Namura. We're going to have a lot of people from out of the country coming in from Mexico and stuff like that. I'm going to Mexico next week to speak down there. Um, as far as, and I keep telling my team here and everybody, this is kind of three things. We want to do it as much as possible leading up to the conference to prepare to decide how we can work together when we're there and what we're doing while we're there. But the most importantly, for that to be a launch for what we want to get done in the next year. And so we're looking for, anybody who wants impact. Again, I'm still trying to say how much, more speakers we can get, more programs we can get. I just recently, 2 weeks ago, I was on a call with South Asia. And then so they're coming over. We do a lot of work with the SRAG in South Asia. And they had a great speaker on Nobel Peace Prize winner on nuclear war. And it was an amazing, amazing speaker, very educational and eye-opening. But he said that he's going to come, so we're going to have that speaker there. So we'll have the president, Barry Razin, we'll have Nobel Peace Prize winners, we'll have actors, activists, movie stars. Ed Begley will be there. Merrill Hemingway, and a lot more. So it's just a great time to get together. But also, if you can't come, we'd also like to do things like the plant-rich diet. We'd like to, learn more about, some planning of what we can do next year. I'd like to really work into some helping the pollinators and the monarch butterflies. So that's why I'm going to Mexico next week to see what organizations we can pull in to do that. We're going to be showcasing some new projects that we've got going. The Panama project is something that I was heavily involved with or started in 2020. I'm going to be passing that off to the local indigenous communities and Rotary clubs. And then we're going to announce that we're going to be launching the Galapagos project, where I was asked by Rotary clubs in Ecuador to do a similar thing to help the mangroves and the communities in the Galapagos. So be launching that. We'll be showcasing a new thing that we're designing for Mexico, a solar powered desalination ice machine that also the byproduct also gives the children in the fishing village clean water as a byproduct. So we're going to be showcasing a lot of programs there. But again, we're in 200 countries. We're going to try to do as much online as we can, and then also what we can do between now and then. Okay, does that help, Lori?
Well, yes, and
What did I
especially
answer?
and especially Steve, I look at our club and we have so many people from, the global South, Africa. We're working on people from Central and South America, which I know you're involved in, and so many people from Europe. How can they get involved in this? Because they're my club. They're
Yeah.
my good friends.
Well, of the
I
perfect,
concern.
great tee up to something I forgot to even talk about. The 100 projects in 100 countries. So what we're trying to do is we partnered with CNN last year, and they've asked to expand that this year. But you can go on the website. Can you do the link to the Environmental Experience website?
Yes.
And there's an area called 100 projects in 100 countries. And all you have to do is register your project, upload some photos, videos, descriptions, et cetera, and we will showcase it at the event. We're going to have, multiple stages and many TVs all over. And what we'll be doing is doing loops on projects. So people who come to this event will get to see all the projects we're doing and maybe pick some. There'll also be a People's Choice Award, voting on different projects and things like that. But one of the biggest things is we'll be able to we're anticipating about 10 to 15% Rotary participation. So 10,000 people a day, if 1,500 showed up, that would be great. But that's another 8,500 people potentially that are not Rotarians that might join. So this could be a great membership drive as well, because so many people say, I didn't know Rotary did that. I didn't know Rotary did that. And I speak around the world with Rotary clubs all the time. And I also always say, if you want to recruit younger members, you better be doing environmental projects, because that's what the younger people want to do.
Yeah,
So
it really
I'm
is.
looking at all of the people, my dear friends from, from Africa, from South America, from India, from Europe. Please go there. You're representing us. Please get your projects on.
Yeah, but we won't. I'm going to be going through my list here in the next. Again, I met with Southeast Asia this morning, and they're not going to just do one for India. They're going to do one for every district they have in South Asia, where there's 45 districts, and there's 35 in India. So we're going to showcase all those. We're going to try to showcase a project in each state, the United States, 10 provinces in Canada, 35 states in Mexico, and then now 35 districts in India. So we basically get, I say this all the time, Rotary is the best organization in the world. We just need better help marketing it. And so with the help of Earth Talks, 100 projects in 100 countries, CNN, EarthX TV, other iHeart Media, other media partners. Like I said, I think this is the way. This is a great way to get the word out. That's okay. Thank you.
Chris, go ahead. I know you've had your hand up for a little bit. Go ahead.
Oh, thanks. I just wondered if Steve wanted to talk about the possibility of applying to speak on the stage at EarthX.
Yes, sure. Again, we'd love to have a key, committee chairs of anything, million solar panels. I think the people from Redwood Materials are going to come and talk about lithium. But I think we want to have the sharpest, brightest minds talking about what we're doing and the
Okay.
projects and showcasing it. And then also, I am on the phone with Rotarians from all over the world every day, 7 days a week. The more projects that I can see are going around the world, the more I can help by putting you with the right people, the non-Rotarians. And like this week, I put together an organization out of Nairobi to help fishing village in La Paz. Because they're doing a similar project. We get them together. They'd never done a project with Rotary before, and we're going to end up showcasing this project at EarthX. So, the more we share the success stories, our failures, our challenges, the better we can all be.
Okay.
One
I
thing that I think you guys know, I started the Rotary Reef program in Bocas del Toro, and one thing that we're going to try to do is have a lot of ocean experts and coral reef experts. One problem that I noticed was there's all these organizations working around the Caribbean and the Gulf, and none of them are talking to each other. They all have similar problems, but they're all in their silos. So what I'm trying to do is break down the silos and share information and say, if we all work together, we're going to be a lot more efficient than if we all work separately. So, okay.
So, Steve, I put the link to the speaker application form and also to the Environmental Experience website in the chat.
Okay. I mean, go ahead and put my email, steve@stevebender.net. I answer them every day. If there's any ideas you guys have where, you think I can help or we can put put our heads together and on a project you're doing and make it better, I'm happy to help. I think Chris will tell you I'm pretty easy to get a hold of, and I can come up with some good resources in marketing every once in a while.
Would it be appropriate after talking about this event to talk about your work with the Green Chamber and how we can get our chambers to become green chambers?
Sure. So I've been honored. I was one of the founding members of the U.S. Green Chamber back in 2012. And as of January 1st, I'm the new chairman of the United States Green Chamber of Commerce. So another non-paying job that takes up a lot of time, but a lot of benefits. So our kind of job is to help other chambers so they don't have to reinvent the wheel. We're not looking for members. We're not looking for dues. We're not looking for donations. We're just trying to share information that we have and we created with as many chambers as possible. So if you have a chamber in Topeka, Kansas, we can talk to you. We can send you information on how you could, you know, help your members be more green. And then speaking of which, we're partnering with uh, the local and international chambers in the Texas area. And we're going to have a chamber day where all the chambers will come and we'll do educate the chambers on how they can become more green. On Monday, we're having a restaurant day. We're having a Green Restaurant Association. We'll be meeting with restaurant owners on how they can certify their restaurants as green. So it's all about kind of, education, uh, sharing, you know, working together. We can't depend on governments anymore. We have to depend on ourselves um, to save the planet. Hi, Lori.
I have a question. Do you
Mhm.
have, I wasn't able to find it, a link to the Global Green Chamber of Commerce? And how would I
Just go
get
to
there?
usgreenchamber.com
Uh-huh.
and then scroll down and you'll see
Great. Thank you.
global things. I think we just signed up Morocco yesterday, and we're doing a lot of stuff in Latin America. I know I did Singapore, that area a few years ago. So what we're just trying to do is help people. Again, we're not looking to sell sponsorships or anything like that. Okay.
And how would our participants here get involved? If they have a business,
Mhm. You
do you
just
want
send
to?
me an email. They can send me an email or go on the US Green Chamber and send them something. But I'm happy to introduce you. We've got a great team, and a lot of those team members are Rotarians or Road Raptors, or the best volunteers are, and they'll be in Texas speaking about this and what it comes from.
If there are any websites, Steve, that you want us to show or any illustrations, because I know you're on your phone, we'd be happy to do that to help you
I
out.
think, just to make sure that people know if they want to be a speaker, to apply, if they want to reach out to me and, they have a problem with a project and they'd like a little advice. I'm usually pretty good about giving 5 minutes of advice if somebody has an issue and try to network them with the right people. Okay.
Steve, I wouldn't mention it, but you just released had a press release the other day. Do you want to mention that or no?
And we could show the
Which
video if you want.
which one is this, the
Main,
competition?
manufactured.
Oh, why don't Lori? Why don't you show the video?
We'll talk a little bit about some of the competitions, and I will bring the
Yes,
video up.
it's just awesome.
Okay. So we're trying to educate people about they don't need the 9,000 mansions to live happily. And so I designed a design build competition last year, where architects and designers and builders and students even, we've got even some high school entries, and they're really amazing, where they design. Uh, uh, I don't like the word tiny homes because that's like 400 square feet, and somebody might not necessarily like that. I'm saying that you can go from 4,000 or 3,000 down to 1,200, and if it's designed well, and it can be very nice. But we also had a criteria of using recycled products or food waste, et cetera, et cetera. So we have leathers made from apple skin. We have roofing made from Tetra packaging. We have different types of products that we showcase, and we ask students and architects to use those. and design around them into their buildings. And then the first place that I think we're going to about ready to show is really a great company. It's a woman-owned business in Nevada, Texas, and her husband works there, her children work there, and it's just a really amazing story. But they, by far, are the best tiny home I've ever seen. From the steel framing to the joists, the blown-in insulation versus bats, and it blows your mind. I'm just trying to, it would be good. It would be I would live in one tomorrow.
I'll
Yes.
share the video with you.
And let me share the website.
Yeah, and I'll share the video. And as all of our participants look at this video, when you look at those, the inside of the home, those are made of recycled materials. This is not stuff that's brand new. This is all circular economy. So let's see if I can share this. Can you guys see my screen? You'll have to screen.
Yes. Yep.
Manufactured Homes has just been named grand prize winner of the 2026 Design and Build Experience competition, an international recognition honoring excellence in sustainable construction and forward-thinking design. Chosen from a competitive field of builders and designers worldwide, Manufactured Homes stood out for the superior craftsmanship, advanced structural engineering, and a deep commitment to environmentally responsible housing. Evaluated by industry experts on performance, creativity, sustainability impact, and real-world feasibility, this home truly sets a new benchmark. And now you can experience it in person. The award-winning home will be featured at the Environmental Experience at EarthX, April 20th to 22nd in Dallas, Texas. Attendees will have the opportunity to tour the home and explore the innovative design and construction principles that earned it top honors. Hello, I'm Steve Bender, Director of the United States Green Chamber of Commerce. I've toured more than 200 sustainable and tiny homes this year, and Manufacturer's Home is in a class of its own. The exceptional design, materials, and build quality make this clearly a champion. Manufactured Homes is redefining modern housing with high performance, steel framed tiny homes engineered for durability, efficiency, and lasting value. Designed for residential, hospitality, rental, and development applications nationwide, each home delivers precision engineering and future-ready sustainability. Join us April 20th to 22nd at the Environmental Experience at EarthX and step inside the future of housing.
So that kind of just tells you some of the things that'll be at the event.
Yes, I love their website. It's just phenomenal. Just beautiful. So that's going to be, they're going to have that house there at right on
They're
the
actually
site.
building it right now. They're on there.
Yeah.
They have one that's going to, and then they're going to actually auction that. The one that they showed is the one that they built, but they're actually building another one because that one sold. And it's going to be just for this thing because they didn't want to have somebody else's house with people walking through it. So they're designing one just for this event, or it's the same design, but they're building just for us. And they're going to auction it off at the end.
That's amazing. That is just incredible. Chris, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. So back to the event itself, and that ties in with the home. So I know that Lori and others are going to be live streaming, I'm assuming speakers from the stage, but will there be can you take a camera through that home that we can experience it?
Of course. And we're using some technology called Bluecaster out of Helsinki, Finland, where everyone at the event will be able to download videos and photos from the event onto one platform that also guarantees that it's not been altered by artificial intelligence, and it also says the GPS location of it. We use that platform for our programs. That way we know that a photo of a well in Nairobi says Nairobi on it. It doesn't. So it's a great new program platform we started using last year. It also gives us permissions to use those photos and videos on future websites. So it's really good. People will be able to, if you guys want to copy some of the programs that are there, or pictures or stuff, and put it on your website to promote something, you don't have to worry about permissions or, the copyright police coming to get you.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
So will there be a spot on the event website that we can click on to like watch and participate? I wish I could go.
Yeah, I'm gonna let Lori handle all that smart stuff, how it's gonna work. But we'll be, as cutting edge as possible with all of this stuff, and then we'll have a lot of cameras there. There'll be
Yeah.
a lot of cameras there. Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. Steve, if there's no other questions for Steve, we should let him go because I think
Yeah,
he's
I
at
gotta
an
catch the
airport.
flight.
Oh, wait,
Yeah.
Najodi's got to do,
Okay.
Najodi's got to give you something real quick.
Okay.
Yep, go ahead, Najodi. Just real quick, and then we'll let Steve go.
Yeah, I'm at the airport. I gotta walk to
Yeah.
my gate in 1 minute.
Yeah.
No, Jody, you're
Thank you,
muted.
Steve. Yes. Is my screen is visible to everyone?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Steve, for your excellent presentation.
Thank
And in recognition of your generous contribution as a guest speaker at Earth Talks, a weekly global dialogue hosted by Rotary Earth Network Club. And we sincerely appreciate your contribution and personally and whole Rotary as well as our all environmental passionate people. You are doing excellent job the way you are promoting the projects and the way you are encouraging each and every country and each every continent related to the environment. We are very much excited in anyhow some people are directly connected with you but some are indirectly and around the world actually during the circulation of this flyer about your presentation today I received many positive replies. So I just would like to convey this message to you. Thank you once again for everything you are doing, and our support is always there, not only this year, whole the life.
Yeah.
And
Thank you,
this
Najodi.
is, yeah, and this
Let's
is
look at,
just
okay.
one thing that today is the one environmental day, that is World Whales Day. So no water, no life, no blue means no green. So this is one of the only message I would like to convey. And our next presentation is on 26th February on Thursday, same time, and that is on the AI ethics of the earth by Tumpa Mustafa. Thank you so much, Karine, Laurie, and
Thank you.
everyone of the Earth Talk team for this
Thank you.
opportunity.
Thank you. All right,
I'm
Steve,
just closing my this thing.
run to your gate. Okay.
Thanks. I'll see some of you
Thanks.
guys in LA over the weekend at Pets. Okay.
All right,
Bye
sweet.
bye.
Take
Thanks,
care. Bye-bye.
Steve.
Or
Bye, Steve.
Pels.
Yep.
Okay. Bye
Pals,
bye.
I know. Bye-bye. Oh, man.
So
He is
Steve,
amazing.
Steve's donating a $10,000 booth to Plant Rich Diet Task Force at this event.
Wow, congratulations.
He's
And
incredible.
he is incredible. And he's also doing, I think he's given for South Asia, I think he's given a lot of space for their programs too, for the the 100 projects in 100 countries.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's doing a phenomenal job. Boy, that is a man that puts his money where his mouth is, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Just incredible. Does anybody have any other questions? I know we're a little bit early here. And
Yeah,
and
well,
thank you,
maybe a
Najodi, for getting
maybe
next
a
week's.
remark what I heard from our Christopher Puddock. He said that with the showcases, the Philippines is leading.
Wow.
Like he says, almost every project that is done in the Philippines, almost every global grant is showcased, and I know that they really put an emphasis on it with the global grant seminars over here. Also, a lot of the virtual assistants come from the Philippines, and what is their job for the rest of the world? Making those kind of videos and presentations. So maybe that's also the reason. But I was a bit surprised that seeing the number of projects that come from India, that you don't do the showcases. Because most of the projects are way bigger than in the Philippines. So is
Raquel,
there a reason for that, Nagjoti?
Raquel, when you say the showcase, do you mean putting them in Rotary's Service Project Center?
Yeah.
Okay.
on the
Yeah,
showcases.
I think the people in the overall India, the people are doing their project and they are actually very much busy with their own reporting and all. And I think they have to, think upon it that uh, uploading the projects and the photographs and all, that is very important. So slowly that will get built up. But you are very true
Yeah,
that the very less projects are actually visible. uh, the IT backup is actually required for all those things, and I think President is
yeah.
very
No,
much,
most of the times
engaged with
it's stuff
other
that you already have.
activities.
Yeah,
Yeah,
most of
and
the
every
times
club
it's
should
stuff
have
that,
environmental
yeah,
chairs who should be
yeah,
responsible for uploading all these things. But I think that practice need to be adopted.
yeah.
Not
And I
just
will
the
Maybe
definitely convey
it's,
this message to all clubs, because everybody is
oh
doing
yeah,
excellent
and to
projects.
the, yeah, to the
Yeah,
districts, because I
yeah,
think over here at every district training you hear it from guys put it in showcase, guys put it in showcase, and if you hear it
yeah,
100, then you
yeah.
think from like, oh, let's check out what those showcases are.
One
So
reason I can see over here that in India, basically the global grant projects, everybody is involved. At the same time, here now, within these 2 years, the people are more doing the projects with CSR fund. So that is the project very immediately getting, the same as the district grant, the CSR fund base. It is very easy to collaborate with the industries and implement the project locally. So that may be
mhm,
one of the reason the now
yeah,
with respect parallelly it is going with the global grant.
yeah, yeah. Now, and otherwise, I'm offering the services if you want to hire some VAs, virtual assistants from the Philippines. We are at your service. So
So I want to ask, the Rotary Showcase used to have a reputation for being extremely difficult to input. I know Karen has put in a project for us. Are there others for our club who have entered a project into the Rotary Showcase recently? What's your experience?
Yes, and it was the same. It was pretty, you know, give us your firstborn child, what's your blood type? It was pretty extensive. Although Joan, on our task force, pointed out that not every question is required.
Right. That's what I found, Chris. It used to be that they required a lot more, so you had to fill every single thing out. Now you can go in and you can get like the basics in there, but then it's not I didn't think it was quite as hard.
Yeah.
And why is it important for our club to have our projects in there? Karen, do you want to, or I don't know if you can right now address that?
now you never know who looks over there, and if you don't have competition, then it's always a good place to showcase yourself.
And Chris Stein, do you want to address that? And Karen, too, not only show ourselves, but why is that important for our club's ranking within Rotary International and throughout the Rotary world?
Clubs are ranked.
Well, there are prizes that our clubs can get for excellence and things like that.
Oh,
And if our projects are in there, I believe
Citation.
they use that. The other thing is, I believe SREC goes through to look for the number of environmental projects. So it's helpful. When I was on the SREG board, we wanted clubs to put in their environmental projects and link the SREG name so that people on the Rotary International board would know that the environment's important, the SREG's important. Most of us belong to SREG. Um, so that was another reason.
so does it enhance the likelihood that global grants would be favorably received or approved? Is that kind of,
I I don't know. Is anyone here on their club's global grant committee? I don't know that. We're going to have to go find that out. Karen, you probably missed that question. What are some other reasons why I know this was important to you for us to and for clubs to use that. And you had a conversation with
So yes, so the Service Project Center is incredibly important to get your stuff in there. And it's the way, in my opinion, it's the best way to show Rotary how many environmental projects there are. So if clubs would be required to put in their information in that Service Project Center, that would definitely show Rotary. All you have to do is, you can say, show me all the environment projects, or show me all the environmental projects in in Asia, or, you can limit it. So it's an incredibly useful tool for Rotary, but it's also incredibly useful for your own clubs, because you can go in there and search, like if you want to do a project on something, you can go in there and search and see, did somebody else already do something similar to this, or not? But you can go in and put filters in, and you can search all the projects that have been done. And then they have contact information for you put your contact information in. And so it's a way that Rotarians can really share what worked and what didn't work with their projects. So it's a really useful tool. I know it's a pain in the neck. I was president last year, and I'd been putting them in for a couple of years for our other presidents, inputting them. And I know it's a pain to get the information in there, but it's so helpful, not only for us as Rotarians, it's just helpful just to keep the data. I mean, we wouldn't need all these other databases. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna diss iRotary. I'm not gonna diss any other
No,
ones,
the
but
activity
but it's so
tracker.
difficult, it's difficult to get, that information. But if we could all just put them in that Service Project Center, if we're required as a president or a vice president or a club, yeah, that would be great.
I'm talking, sorry to interrupt you, but
No, you're good.
you earlier made a case that you were so happy with the city administrator. And I'm talking already to our districts for a couple of years from like, get a professional grant writer on staff forever. And the same with somebody that understands these kinds of things, because there are multiple organizations that Rotary works together with, like a World Vision, like a UN, UNEP, all kinds of things that like the same data. And if your district or your club or whoever can present the data in a way that the grant givers want to see the data, the race is already half done, because you're
Yes.
speaking their language.
Yeah,
And then if they like what you're doing, then it's totally done.
yeah, totally.
And
I agree.
if we need to learn how to do that,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's why I
Ed,
spent already $3,000 or $4,000
Yeah.
on it.
I
What's
have a
that?
question which may just be ignorance, but looking at the service projects on Rotary.org, then my club has many projects listed, but when I look at the map, there's only a few that are showcased. What does it take to get a project on the map? Because there's none in my area.
I thought as soon as you put your coordinates in, I don't know if coordinates are required anymore or not, but I thought that when you put your coordinates in, they got to the map, but maybe not.
I mean, so I'm in Georgia. My club has 62 projects listed.
Wow,
And there's not a single project on the map in
that's a
any
great
state
question,
near
Ed.
me.
Let me
Yeah,
find
That's
that
going to
out.
go to Chris, and that's
Yeah.
going to go to Chris, who is our project person, our club's project
Oh, Chris
chair.
Stein.
Chris
And
Stein.
I mean,
Chris
some
Stein.
of them are
Woohoo!
probably in related. There's an area of focus where you can choose environment.
Right. Right.
But yeah,
I will find Ed. I'll try to find that out for you. All right.
Thank
I'll
you.
try to get you an answer. Yep. I have your email. So let me try I'll take that on.
Hey, Karen, we should officially close out the meeting.
I know we should
So
officially
I can
close out
stop the recording, and if you want
Yes.
to leave, you can leave. If you have
Okay,
to
let's
leave.
adjourn. Let's adjourn the meeting. Officially
And-
adjourn the meeting. Thank you, everybody, for coming.